realize is back in the early 60s, the New York Chinatown is about the size of the Washington, D.C. Chinatown today. Maybe even smaller. Yeah, when I first arrived in Chinatown, New York in the early 60s, Chinatown only consists of one street, Mott Street, and that's about it.
But when people immigrated to this country, one of the two ports they came in was either, in San Francisco or in New York. I mean, it was very rare they would come into the D.C. area.
That's correct.
In fact, the D.C.'s Chinatown, if you take a look at a lot of the Chinese in that community, many of them are recent immigrants.
That's correct.
Am I correct?
I think most Chinatowns are the gateway to the community, although that is changing very rapidly because of the demographics. More and more, in the old days, most Chinese immigrants came over here for economic reasons. Now more and more Chinese immigrants come over here for political reasons, bringing with them a lot of high skills, technical skills, so they don't have to come to Chinatown. For example, my father came to this country many, many years ago. He never learned to speak English. All his needs were satisfied in Chinatown. But the new immigrants, they are all scattered. So they're forced into mainstream, which I think is better.
Yeah. In terms of your whole expansive career, Sam, what are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of being part of American history right now because for the first time in American history, we have a presidential appointee, Secretary Elaine Chao, my boss, and myself being another sub-cabinet officer, being a sub-cabinet officer serving her. When I was sworn in, took office in February 22nd, 2002 this year, my boss, Secretary Elaine Chao, made a statement, which I think is very true, that that day was truly historic because first time in American history, a Chinese-American PAS, presidential appointee with Senate confirmation, which is her, swearing in another Chinese PAS, which is me. And I was very proud standing there to be part of that.
Well, as a Chinese-American, I'm also very proud.
Thank you.
If you had to look back at your career in the other direction, any regrets?
I owned a business for a long time, for about 9 years. The only regret is I didn't start that early. It was a lot of fun and to make, fairly decent money. I always was worried about starting my own business, but after I got into it, it was a lot of fun. I do miss it from time to time, the freedom and the opportunity to make money.
Well, we're running out of time. One last question, though, Sam. I know you're a very proud grandfather. You could be spending more time with these grandchildren, and yet you take on this massive responsibility. How many grandchildren?
I have two, both twins, and my son and my daughter-in-law just informed us that she's pregnant, so we'll be grandfather again this December or January.
Well,
my grandchildren are 2 years old right now, twin boys, Ian and Jonah.
Take some time out, okay?
I do.
And congratulations again. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you very much.
We've run out of time. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this short break.
In nature, we see reflections of our children. The tree is the strong one. The ocean rambunctious and untamed. Like our children, each brings something wonderful and unique. They add color. They bring life. And to choose the sky over the water would be like choosing one child over the next. Earthshare, the world's leading environmental groups working together. To learn how you and your employer can help, visit our website.
This is the story about a group of kids who volunteered.
Doing something nice for someone. We fixed stuff. Did some art projects with the kids.
We fixed up his house.
We worked in the woods.
Cleaned up the park.
Did something for the planet.
We just did it.
No other reason.
And you know what? It was great.
At first, they didn't know each other.
Well, that didn't last long.
This guy is really funny.
Me? These are my
New friends.
Are you into it?
Call 4-H or check out our website at areyouintoit.com.
When you mentor a child, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be yourself, which, by the way, is pretty good. Do good. Mentor a child. Call 1-877-BE-A-MENTOR.
Welcome back to Ginny's, where East meets West. Who would have thought that someone barely active in the PTA activities of her local school would, a few years later, be elected president of the county's PTA network? My guest certainly never gave the idea credence, and yet she is the spokesperson for Montgomery County's Council of PTAs. Join me in welcoming Michelle Yu, the first minority elected president of the MCC PTA. Congratulations, Michelle.
Thank you, Ginny.
That's quite an honor.
Yes, indeed.
What is it like being the spokesperson for the parent community?
It feels like you have a tremendous responsibility, and it's an enormity of a challenge to represent the whole county's parents and to speak on behalf of them and to advocate for all the children. So sometimes you just have to, put in that